What's going on, guys? I feel like it has been forever since I've done a Razer keyboard lighting design for you. We're now into the month of October, and I feel like it's a perfect month to start getting some Halloween stuff out there. It's also the most requested type of profile by you guys from the community tab. So I have something special for you guys today. As you guys saw in the beginning of the video, this is the Chroma-Kin lighting design that I made. It's a generic pumpkin design with white eyes and a white mouth, but if you throw audio in with it, the eyes and mouth start to turn multicolored. I'm really excited to get into how I designed this with you guys. Please, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and the bell icon. That way you guys see upcoming keyboard lighting videos. We're gonna get right into this one. This one is the Chroma-Kin. To begin the Chroma-Kin design, what we're going to do is we're going to add a wave layer, and we're going to delete this spectrum cycling layer. With the wave layer, we are going to first of all hold Control and scroll wheel in just to zoom in on our keyboard. Now we're going to select all of the keys on our keyboard, click on that color drop down, and we're going to choose a 3-node gradient. With the first node, we're going to select a dark gray color, something like this. And we are going to copy that code and paste it into the third node. And in the middle one, we're just going to do the same thing, drag it on here on the color chart to white, and just drag it down to a gray color that's slightly different than the first. Now we're going to change our speed on this down to about a 7, and we're going to check the split option and hit save. So now you can kind of see on your keyboard you have a dark gray color that kind of pulses, and it kind of just sets that tone for a spooky background. Now we're going to work on the pumpkin, and we're going to hold Control and just start selecting our keys to make the shape of our pumpkin. These are the keys that I'm going to use for my pumpkin. I'm going to click on my color drop down here and use a 5-node wave. For the first node, I'm going to make that node orange and leave the second node alone. Third node, I'm going to make orange as well. And I'm just going to drag it to the left a little bit and click on this plus sign to duplicate that. Now I have 2 oranges here. This green node I'm going to change to yellow, and this last node I'm also going to make orange. So you can see now I can drag in these orange nodes and just kind of pinch off the yellow color there a little bit. And that's all I'm going to do for this gradient. I'm going to click off of that, and I'm going to change the speed down a little bit slower, maybe a 4. Leave the split option checked just like this. Everything looks good. We can hit save. So now you can see we have the shape of a pumpkin, and we have some animation going with it as well. So we are going to make the eyes and mouth in this same wave layer as well. So with this same wave layer selected, we're going to hold Control, and we're going to select a few keys for the eyes, and we're also going to select a few keys for the mouth. Just like this, we're going to click on our color drop down, and we're going to choose a 3-tone gradient once again. This time we're going to make this really white, and with the first and last nodes we're going to make it really white once again, but just slightly different than the white we chose before. Copy that code, paste that in the last node, and that looks good. Hit save. So here you can see we have a pumpkin design going on, and we're gonna just add in a little bit of green with the same wave layer once again to put some accent into the pumpkin. Once again, holding Control, you can select a few keys here to add in some green color. I'm going to select these ones right here. Click on that color drop down and we're gonna choose a 3-tone pattern once again. With this 3-node pattern, we're going to leave the green in the middle. We're gonna make the first node green as well, but we're gonna drag it a lot darker. Once we have this darker color, copy the code and paste the code into the 3rd node. So now what we're gonna do is we're going to create a new wave layer, but before we do that, we're gonna click on this gray that we created previously, and we're going to remember this code that we put in for the grays. So you got 14, 14, 14 for this, and for the first and third, and the middle you have 30, 30, 30. So we're gonna remember that for this upcoming wave. Go ahead and create a new wave layer, and with this new wave layer we're going to select all of these keys in this area right here. With these keys selected, what we're going to do is we're going to click on this color drop down, and we're going to start with a 5-node pattern, just like this. You can start by deleting the middle node, and with this first node we're going to use a green color here, and the last node we're also going to use a green. Now with this second node, we're going to put in one of the grays that we used from the previous layer. So we can start with 14, 14, 14. And then on this 3rd node right here, we're gonna use 30, 30, 30. And you're gonna make your gradient pattern look somewhat like this. You got green on both ends and our gray gradient in the middle. That looks perfect. We're gonna click off of there and we're gonna change our angle up at 0 degrees so that it's going upward. We're gonna leave our speed at 15, but we're gonna raise our percentage to 125. That looks good. Everything else can stay the same, and we'll hit save. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go line by line and slowly change the gradient in here. So we're gonna change this second column. We're gonna change the colors of the gradient. We're just gonna start sliding things over a little bit, and with both sides we're just going to start sliding everything in. And now once you start moving it, we're going to add a node here, and we're once again going to choose one of our gray colors, 14, 14, 14. We'll have to make this middle one green, and we'll make this our other and we'll make this our other gray color, 30, 30, 30, just like that. And that looks good. I'm going to hit save. So that looks good there. I'm going to copy the effect that I have in that column with Control C, and I'm going to paste it with Control V into the 3rd column. Click on your color gradient, and once again we're just going to start moving this color in towards the middle. That looks good. I'm going to hit save, and we're going to do the same thing on the next column. You can copy what you did previously and paste it into the next one. Once again, just moving things in towards the middle a little bit farther. And we're just going to slowly repeat this as we move our way to the right, copying the previous effect we made and pasting it into the next column over. Once again, moving things over. This time we're just going to have a little bit of gray space in between here. Maybe put those gray nodes right next to each other, and you'll have something that looks a little bit like this. That looks good. Hit save, and now on our final column we're gonna paste the previous effect that we made, except this time we're gonna delete out the grays in the middle, and we're only gonna have green, and we're gonna put those 2 nodes right next to each other, and then just pinch those off nice and tight, just like that, and hit save. So now you can see you kind of have a serpentine effect going on in those keys there. Before I go any farther, with our Razer logo here, I want to replicate what's done on this Razer logo with what's going on with the mouth and eyes. So I'm going to go back to my first wave. I'm going to copy that key that represents the mouth with Control C, and just Control V and paste it onto my Razer logo here on my keyboard. We're all done with the wave layers. All that's left to do on the keyboard side of things is add the audio meter layer. So we're gonna click on the audio meter to add that layer. With the audiometer selected, we're going to hold Control and select all of the keys that represent the eyes and the mouth. With those selected, all you're going to do is click on your color drop down and you're going to select this multi-rainbow colored pattern right here. Leave everything just as is and check auto. I like to check auto. You can set up these however you need to make your audio meter show better. All I do is check the auto and leave everything as is and hit save. Once again, I forgot my Razer logo, so I'm gonna copy my audio meter that I have on the mouth and paste that on my Razer logo here. So now whatever the mouth and eyes are doing, the Razer logo is also doing. If you have other Razer peripherals like I do, I'm gonna show you how I lit those. Go ahead and go to your first wave layer that you created and right click and duplicate that layer. We're gonna grab this new wave layer and drag it all the way to the bottom. It'll be the last priority. I'm just gonna rename this to peripherals. With this new wave layer, what we're gonna do is we're going to copy the orange effect that we have there with Control C, and I'm just gonna select all of my peripherals that I have available and paste the effect in there. That looks good there. Next, I'm just gonna copy this green color that we made, and I'm just gonna select certain lighting zones that I think would look best with a little bit of green on them. I'm gonna go with this right here, and I'm going to paste my green effect into those. And I'm going to replicate this serpentine pattern that I made here with my Razer HDK light strip. So for that, I'm going to right click on the second wave layer that I made, and I'm going to drag this one down as well. I'll rename this to Peripherals 2. So with this Peripherals 2 layer, I'm going to copy this first code and I'm going to paste it into this first light zone here. Same thing with this second one. I'm going to just relay those up here into my HDK. Just copying and pasting as I go. So now that I have my peripherals lit, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on my peripherals layers and I'm going to delete the effects that I have on my keyboard. Click on your first peripherals layer and delete that out as well. And that is all you guys need to do to create this design. Happy Halloween, everyone. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, bell icon, comment, all that good stuff. You could always follow me on my social media accounts, Twitter, Instagram, and you can even stop by my Twitch channel every once in a while, say hi. We are getting into the fall/holiday season, so I will be releasing lots more keyboard lighting videos for you guys, so stay tuned for that. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one.